The Cauvery Delta in central Tamil Nadu, regarded as the rice bowl of South India, is in the news, though for all the wrong reasons. Thanks to the bumper harvest during the short-term Kuruvai season, the arrivals of paddy at direct purchase centres or DPCs set up by the 53-year-old Tamil Nadu Civil Supplies Corporation or TNCSC for procurement has shot up this time to such an extent that there are reports of paddy bags being kept in long serpentine queues. Naturally, this has left farmers worried about preserving grain in view of the rains. Before getting into the nitty-gritty of the problem, let us take a look at the importance of the delta, which was once the seat of power during imperial Cholas. The region encompasses of 10 districts of Tanjavur, Thiruvarur, Nagapattinam, Mayiladuthurai, Ariyalur, Perambalur, Tiruchi, Karur, Pudukkottai and Kadalur. Generally, the region accounts for 1/3 of the state's rice production. Also, it contributes 2/3 of paddy procured by the TNCSC annually. For instance, of the 5-year average of 43 lakh tons, the region's share is around 29 lakh tons. Politically, the region has been a traditional bastion of the DMK, although the AIADMK has been trying to dislodge it. To address the concerns of farmers, the DMK government on October 19th wrote to the union government requesting it to relax the limit of moisture content of paddy from 17% to 22%. 3 days later, the AIADMK General Secretary Edappadi K. Palanisamy made a sudden visit to the region to highlight the state government's failure. This forced the ruling party to depute Deputy Chief Minister Udayanidhi Stalin to the Delta next day to demonstrate that the situation was under control. Basically, the problem per se is not new to the region. Some of the causes are well known. They include increasing dependence of farmers on the TNCSC for selling their produce, reluctance of private traders to buy paddy harvested during the Kuruvai season in view of higher moisture content, inadequate number of DPCs, and the lack of infrastructure for storage. However, the current bumper harvest has worsened the situation. Against the normal coverage of around 4 lakh acres, more than 6 lakh acres were brought under paddy cultivation. With Cauvery water available in abundance, sections of farmers who had burnt their fingers early this year by going for cotton that got damaged during the heavy rain began raising the Kuruvai paddy rate. Normally, the crop gets harvested by September end, latest by October 1st week. But this year, the operation is still on. Rain has aggravated the problem, making higher moisture content inevitable. The union government comes into the picture as state governments procure paddy and wheat on its behalf. Also, it is their responsibility to store and distribute the grain in line with the centre's policies. The union government meets the cost of procurement apart from monitoring the quality of food grain procured. Farmers are paid the minimum support price or MSP fixed by the centre. Besides, some states including Tamil Nadu pay incentive to farmers. Since the central norms govern the procurement, the state have to comply with them. Generally, the moisture content is allowed up to 17%, which is measured through moisture meters available at the DPCs, railheads, godowns and modern rice mills. The centre can relax the norms if any state asks for it, citing factors beyond their control. In the past, the union government waived the stipulations of states such as Andhra Pradesh and Punjab. In the last couple of days, the centre's officials went around the state to assess the moisture content of the paddy before making a recommendation on the issue. Going by the Central Food Grains Policy, nearly 10.8 lakh tons were procured from all over the state up to October 27th through 1,861 DPCs. This was about 2.5 times the procurement made in the last 2 years. Over 1.2 lakh farmers were paid 2,554 crore rupees towards MSP. The estimated quantity of paddy to be procured for the season is nearly 24 lakh tons. To ensure that the problem does not recur as the long-term samba crop will be due for harvest from mid-January, the Tamil Nadu government should not only strengthen the storage infrastructure but also see to it that there exists proper coordination among all stakeholders, including farmers and the railways, which play a key role in moving paddy from DPCs to storage points or hulling units. In a consultative manner, the authorities identify sites for temporary DPCs apart from making available all materials for preserving the procured paddy. The government should also contemplate roping in farmers producers organizations or FPOs and self-help groups, some of which are even now running fair price shops. This can be modeled on the lines of the National Cooperative Consumers Federation and cooperative societies being allowed to procure paddy in non-delta areas. That's it for today's video. If you have any feedback or suggestions, write to us at videos@thehindu.co.in. Thanks for watching.